We're just going to chat here for a little bit.
Like that.
Randy, how's it going?
Good, man. How's it going today?
Yeah?
Good.
Cool. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Randy. What do you like to eat?
Oh, I like all kinds of food. Tacos are definitely my favorite. Anything Spanish. Love crab legs. I just wasted 5 pounds of crab leg the other night. Is phenomenal.
King crabs?
No, it's out of season. So I had to buy more pounds, and I didn't realize this, but a pound of crab is just a pound of crab. Doesn't matter whether it's king or not. So we worked it out. It was good.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about where are some of the places you've worked?
I was a sales manager, finance manager. I was a sales manager, finance manager for Avondale Toyota. I worked in Arizona. I worked at one of the Toyota stores in Utah. And then I was a partial owner of a small dealership. We had 2 locations in Provo and 1 in Las Vegas.
So what do you like about the car industry, working in the car industry?
It's funny, when you look up anything about people buying a car or wanting to get a car, everybody has to have a nice vehicle. Unfortunately, we have such a bad rap. So many people will talk to you about, you just look up on the internet, the least trusted person in any industry is a car salesman. And unfortunately, that reputation is probably right. There are just not enough people out there that are honest about what they're doing. I genuinely love what I'm doing. I'm selling people a very good car at a very good price. And I don't have to haggle, I don't have to negotiate, I don't have to do all of this train wreck, headache kinds of things. I can just give people an honestly good deal on a good car that's going to be good for them for a long time.
Awesome, that's cool.
It's fun.
So, why do you like working at Millennium specifically?
It's funny, I started off in the industry. Before I started in the industry, I've been in the industry now a little over 10 years. Before I did that, I was a counselor in corrections. I worked with hardcore offenders. Because I wanted to help people. I wanted, which kind of crazy, go work with the hardest, craziest people that you know and see if you can help them. Very low success rate on something like that. For me, when I got into the car business, it's a little scary. And then I'd go into some of these other dealerships, and I was an employee there, and I was terrified to go. So I didn't last at a lot of those places. One of my favorite things about working for Millennium Auto Network is the fact that I know every day I go to work, I genuinely get to help somebody. I get to help somebody. I save somebody from making a bad decision. I help somebody get a good interest rate. I have the ability and I have the choice every day to genuinely help somebody that needs a good car, that needs to find good financing, that needs to find, that needs a friend in the business.
So you like to help people?
I do. I definitely do.
Awesome. So what makes Millennium Auto Network different from other dealerships that you've seen, that you've dealt with, that you've... Why are they different?
So one of my favorite things to tell people about how Millennium works, the bait and switch. So, and I'm sure, everybody has experienced this. You call on a car, hey, do you guys have that Honda there in your dealership? And people will tell, oh yeah, no, it's here, it's ready to go, it's clean, it's perfect. You show up, and the first thing out of their mouth is, you know what, we just sold that car, but I've got another one I can get you into. Come look at it. And they call that the bait and switch. At Millennium, we don't do that. Literally, when you call on the phone or you send me a text message or any of those things, one of my guys that works in our office is going to help you with that, get you lined up on it. If you're coming on it, we will put little notes in the system that say, hey, this person, Joe or Susan or whoever is going to come on that vehicle. That way we know who you are when you come in the door. You know who we are. And that just allows us to make sure that you're getting to the right thing.
So am I going to get a good price on the car?
One thing that we've done here at Millennium is we've already negotiated the price down. We try to be the best value. So that doesn't always mean the cheapest, but it does mean for the mileage, for the condition of the vehicle, within 500 miles, you're going to have the best value. So when you come in, you don't have to worry about bringing your Uncle Bob or Joe or your cousin, whoever it is that does the negotiation in your family, because we've already done that. We've already negotiated the price down as low as we possibly can to get you into that car without having a headache.
Awesome.
That makes sense.
Great. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So, tell me a little bit about the people you work with.
So, we are a pretty small family / friends and family kind of a business. Nobody that works for us had not been in somebody's. So let me back that one up.
You just keep going, man.
So, ask me the question again. That's funny.
So, talk to me about the people that work with you.
So everybody that works for Millennium Auto Network is either family or a close personal friend. We don't hire Joe Blow off the street. One of my favorite things is, other than myself, nobody, including the owners, have ever worked in this business. Everybody has degrees in accounting or finance stuff or one of these other facets of life that that you just don't see. You're not going to come in here and meet a car salesman. You're going to come in and meet somebody that's just going to shake your hand. They're going to be as nervous as you are most of the time because they don't know what they're doing, and just give you a good, honest experience.
Oh, that's cool. So, talk to me a little bit about, the process. Am I going to get put in a headlock? Am I going to be?
Of course.
My
favorite thing about the way my favorite thing about our process is it's the easiest in the business. You're an intelligent person. You've already done all of your research online. You've already found the car that you want. You already know the very best price on it. You've shopped probably every place in the entire state for that vehicle. And you've kind of landed on one of our vehicles or one of the kinds of our vehicles. So the cool thing about when you get to our dealership, I'm going to hand you the keys and say, hey, go take that for a test drive. It's a little bit different because most dealerships want a blood sample, your ID, leave your firstborn child, all these kinds of things. We don't do that. I'm going to hand you the keys, say, have a good test drive. Please take it on the freeway, get a good feel for it. When you come back, it's a simple, we'd like to take that car, or we'd like to look at another one. From that point, once you've made up your mind, once you've made that decision, it literally is 45 minutes, 35 minutes, you're done. One of the things I hate about the big dealerships, this simple question takes several hours to get answered. How much is that car going to cost me out the door? Super simple question. And everybody has a computer, everybody's smart and can figure those numbers out. But for some reason, you have to work for this magical finance guy that lives in the back office, kind of behind a curtain, takes several hours to get to him. We don't do that. It literally, when you come in, the first thing you can say is, hi, my name's Susan, we talked on the internet. Can you tell me the out-the-door price? It takes me 2 minutes, you're done. It simplifies the process. And when you go buy a car, that sometimes is the worst part, is trying to wait and find out how much it's really going to cost you out the door. Because everybody has all these hidden fees and all of that. We've just eliminated all of that headache. It shouldn't be that way. It should just be a simple, fun experience to buy a vehicle from us.
Talk to me about the cars. The car's in pretty good condition? Or?
Yeah, so I would say about 60% of our cars are going to be lease returns. So you're talking about one owner, super low miles, 30, 40,000 mile kind of vehicles. I love those cars. I love a leased vehicle because it's only had one owner. The maintenance is already paid for on it. They take them in, they get the oil change done on time, they get them out, they bring them back. We don't sell anything that's been rebuilt. We don't make anything that's restored, salvage, title, any of those. All of those things should scare you. So all of our cars, starting from lease returns to trade-ins to private sales. We do a lot of cars that we buy from good people that just want a good, honest price for a vehicle. There are a lot of customers that come in that end up just selling our car. They're a car that they didn't know they were going to do. We do a lot of vehicles that way.
That's awesome. So
all of our cars are going to be almost all of our cars are going to qualify for an extended warranty under a certification process. We go through and we do a 130-point inspection on every one of the vehicles, either at our facility in Draper or at one of the local mechanics in our Arizona market. We go through and make sure that they're 100% ready to go. The worst thing about buying a used car is you get it home and 10 days later a light comes on, or you realize it needs tires, or you realize there's a problem with it deeper than you were expecting. We try to eliminate all of that process. And because of the way that we do business, if you have a problem with your car within 10 days or a month or a year, call us. Let us figure out a solution to help you with that vehicle down the road. We would like our customers to be our customers for life. We're trying to build a long-time clientele.
That's awesome. So talk to me about how long you've been in business, How many cars have they sold? I mean, is this a fly-by-night or what's going on here?
You know, it's funny. You see a lot of these little dealerships pop up. They do really good for a couple of years. You go back, and they're completely gone. You wonder what had happened to those dealerships. Millennium Auto Network, we started in our Draper store about 14 years ago. Our store here in Arizona, we've actually been in this location starting our 4th year right now. We are in this for the long term. And when you go back and you look at some of our past clientele, we have a lot of repeat customers. They come in, they bring in their family, they bring in their sister, they bring in a coworker, they bring in, because they know that they're going to get that good experience every time they come in. They're not going to jump through the hoops. They're going to deal with the same people. You know, we don't have the turnover that a lot of these big dealerships have. You go to a big Toyota store or a big Honda store, and you very rarely see the same people in most of those stores. It changes so fast. Where most of our employees have been here since the beginning, except for the younger guys. And that's because they're just getting to the point where they're going to be with us for a long time. That's really cool.
That's great. Now, talk to me about financing. Can you get me financed like anybody else? I mean, or am I going to have to go do my own thing? How does that work?
So one of the really cool things about the way that allows so one of the really cool things about the way that we do financing here, I work for the big dealerships. I know how all the games they play, they hide numbers here and they do this and they do that. And they're like, oh yeah, this is totally what your payment's going to be. When you sit down and do paperwork, it's always different. That should be illegal in my opinion. It's not quite yet, but we're hoping to get there. The nice thing about the way we do it, literally, I can get you financed on just about anything, including people that have problems with bankruptcies, people that have low income or have a hard time proving their income. It's a little bit harder. It does require a little bit of money down. It requires a little more work. But I can get you the normal banks, credit unions, the normal stuff. I mean, I've got interest rates as low as 1.59 and upwards of just wherever your credit lands. But there's almost always an option to help you get into that vehicle as long as you have a few minutes to submit that stuff over. Now, here's the other cool thing. A lot of places want you to come in and do all this paperwork, and you're there for several hours. You don't have to do that. If we talk on the phone, figure out what you're kind of looking at, what you'd like to do. I can do all your stuff, most of your stuff online. I can send you a digital credit application. You can sign it back. I can get you pre-approved before you ever make a trip over to our store in Mesa.
That's great.
It's nice.
Talk to me about, I want some protection after I buy the car. I want to be able to look at service contracts, warranties. What do you guys provide in that area?
So we also do a lot of extended warranties on vehicles. You know, you are buying a used vehicle, sometimes it has upwards of 100,000 miles. We're able to offer you an extended warranty for 5 years or an additional 100,000 miles of that protection that covers engine, your transmission, your cooling system, the electrical system, your fuel system, everything, your window switches, your regulators, all of that kind of stuff that can go bad. Especially here in Arizona, you talk about AC compressor, the condensers, the dryer, all of that kind of stuff that goes bad. We like to offer those extended warranties at a very reasonable price. You know, you go to Toyota, you're spending $2,000 to $3,000 for a warranty similar to what we're selling for $1,599 or whatever it is on that vehicle specifically.
That's great.
So it's nice. It's nice to have that peace of mind, that protection. That everybody needs.
And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
It doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I mean, you break it down, most of the time, an extended warranty only costs you a couple $100 a year.
That's awesome.
So, it's nice to have.
Talk to me, what do you like to do when you're not behind the desk at the dealership?
So, my family, this is hard to believe, my family, we actually spend a lot of time in the water. We love swimming, lakes, ocean, and that kind of stuff. And we actually do quite a bit of hiking. I need to do a little more of that and find the time to do that, but it's really good. I just enjoy spending time with my family. I have a beautiful 3.5-year-old daughter that is very active. She likes to dance and sing and play, and we just have fun. We just cut loose and spend time together. We vacation a lot too. You know, we try to spend a little time. My wife and I, we're all from Utah. So we take little trips up there when we can on the weekends and transport cars between here and there, and makes it nice. You know, it's nice to just kind of get away and spend time with the family.
That's great. That's awesome. Was there anything else, Randy, before we end that you'd like us to know about yourself?
Gosh, I don't know. You want to go through these again? So you have yours pieced together. I don't know.
I don't know. I think we got good stuff.
Okay.
My battery's really low too.